Thank you for joining. Charles is here, Shruti is here, Diana, Yair, Arif. They said someone name's wrong, I'm sorry. We start.
Okay, so welcome everyone to our FLTA Fulbright webinar. We're so glad that everyone could join us today. We're happy to see all of you. My name is Deborah Kaufman, and I'm the coordinator of the alumni, which are the graduates of the Fulbright programs. I'm hosting this morning along with my colleague Sandy Matal. She's our program manager. Gili Livnei, she's our community outreach. And Lina Hanna, who is our alumna or our graduate from 2016 from the FLTA program. So we're all very happy to have you all with us. And let's jump right in. First, I want to start with our schedule for today. I want to let you all know what we're going to be doing in the next hour.
Why does it move?
Here, okay, great. So the schedule for today is first, I'm going to talk a little bit about what Fulbright is. For some of you who don't know about Fulbright, never heard about it. And Gili is going to present what the FLTA program is all about. And then Lina is going to talk about her experience as a graduate. What is it like to be an FLTA grantee in the United States? And finally, at the end, we're going to do questions and answers. You all have a chance to participate, ask, and get some answers to your questions. So let's begin. What is the Fulbright program? The Fulbright program was established by a US Senator. His name was J. William Fulbright. That was in 1946. And the Fulbright program basically gives grants to study, teach, and conduct research for US citizens to go abroad, and for non-US citizens like yourselves to come to the United States. Now, the Fulbright program is today the flagship international educational exchange program sponsored by the US government. And its main goal is to increase the mutual understanding between the people of the United States and the people of other countries. So this was the vision and the motivation behind Fulbright when he made the program. In his own words, he said, educational exchange can turn nations into people, contributing as no other form of communication can to the humanizing of international relations. So today, in 2018, Fulbright operates in more than 160 countries globally. And we have more than 180,000 graduates all over the world. Fulbright is one of the most widely recognized and prestigious scholarships in the world. You say Fulbright, it impresses people, they know what it is. This is the Fulbright program on the international scale.
I have no idea, we just did that. One of you is painting on our board or something? What are you doing, guys?
Some creative interaction.
I have no idea how to delete.
Okay, it's all right. So that's the Fulbright program internationally, guys. And on the local level, here in Tel Aviv, Fulbright Israel, our office here, we administrate this program for people who are interested to go from Israel to the United States. So now I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Gili, and she's going to present what the FLTA Fulbright program is all about.
Hi, before I continue, I would like to ask all of you to mute your microphones, as we can hear you cough or sneeze or anything else you do. And because we don't want any interruptions explaining about the program, please mute, and then we can continue. Okay, great. So what is the FLTA program, and why do we still have that weird red thing on it? We don't know, sorry. FLTA is initials for Foreign Language Teaching Assistant. The program is made of 1 academic year in an academic institute in the United States. Important to say again, 1 academic year, meaning August till May. That's not a calendaric year, remember that. You will be working as a teacher assistant in Arabic courses, 20 hours a week. What do we mean by working? That depends a lot on your background. If you've been teaching for a very long time, Of course, you will be teaching as well because you have a lot of experience. If you're not that experienced in teaching, you could be a tutor, you could do a lot of things helping in a classroom. Each person has a different schedule and what he do in his 20 hours. A lot depends on his background, his experience, and a lot of other things. But in general, he will be working for 20 hours a week. You will be able to take 2 courses per semester in the academic institute you will be a part of. And a very important part of your work, after the 20 hours, will be to share your culture and values with the American students that will be in your institute. What do I mean by sharing? This is social activities. You could join university clubs. You could join social activities, create events, do so many different things, depending on what you like to do, depending on what exists in the institute. This is the chance to be creative, to meet the people in person, not just in the classroom. And this is a big part of what you are expected to do. Except that you will participate in events that are for the entire Fulbright program, which one will be a pre-departure orientation that will be done in July. And another one, this is before you go, another one will be made mid-year in the States during your stay. I will continue. What do you get from becoming an FLTA? Well, first of all, your tuition is paid. Secondly, you get monthly maintenance allowance. We also pay for your health insurance during your stay. You get from us a round-trip airfare to the States and back to Israel when you finish. And you will be able to participate in many special Fulbright events, workshops, and seminars. And believe me, they're a lot of fun. Okay, why you should apply. When you think of why you should apply, you look at 2 different angles. One is the professional one, and the other is personal. What do you get from attending professionally? First and foremost, you get teaching experience in a very different environment than the one you're used to. You refine your teaching skills. Think how better you will be after this program. And you broaden your education by taking other courses in a US academic institute. Of course, we don't even have to say it, it's so obvious. Your English will be so much better after this program. And on a personal level, it opens new doors, professionally and personally. It expands your worldwide view. It connects you with new people from different countries. Us, Fulbright and the FLTA program has a very wide network of alumni of the program. Graduates from different places of the world, graduates from Israel. You'll meet so many different people that could share your experience and you could share yours with them. Sorry, someone said something. If you need us, please write on the chat and please mute your microphone. The FLTA program allows you to experience and understand life in the US. It promotes goodwill and cultural exchange, which is very important. It infuses lifelong learning, research, and friendship. And of course, it provides funding and status. And status is a big deal.
الآن قوليها.
I don't know who that was. Thank you for singing, but please mute your microphone because everyone could hear you. I don't know who that was. Who's our ideal candidate? Our ideal candidate, first and foremost, has excellent English. He has to stay for 1 year in the US. Secondly, he has a rich teaching experience. Remember, you will be teaching. He will show, he or she, of course, he will show academic excellence. We are looking for a person that will take initiative, that will demonstrate maturity, and that will be a leader. The social activities requires you to lead a lot of events, ideas, clubs. We are looking for these leaders. We are looking for great ambassadors of their culture, their community. This is a chance to tell where you come from, what's your community, what's your life experience, tell about your family. And of course, to get to join the FLTA, you will need to complete an excellent application. In a minute, we'll get to how to get that done. Okay, what does the candidates must have? each one of our candidates must speak Arabic as a mother tongue. Meaning, if you only learned Arabic in school, but didn't speak at home, if you learned Arabic in a class somewhere, but again, didn't speak at home, you cannot join this program. Second thing you must have is teaching experience. You will be teaching there. Teaching experience could be from a lot of different organizations and institutes, but you must have it. You either hold a bachelor degree or even higher than that, or you are about to complete your bachelor degree by 30th of June 2019. Without your bachelor degree, you cannot join the program. You must be an Israeli citizen, meaning anyone on our viewers, listeners that do not have Arabic as a mother tongue or is not an Israeli citizen, thank you for listening, but it's not relevant to you. And during the application process, you must be in Israel, as you will be needed for different parts of the application process. Conditions and limitations. This program will not give you a degree at the end. You will be studying academic courses, you will be teaching in academic courses, but you do not get a degree, meaning it doesn't give you a bachelor degree or a master's degree, and so on and on. It's not renewable after one academic year. You're only there for 1 year, you cannot continue another year. You will be receiving J1 visa. J1 visa requires you to go back to your home country and stay there for 2 years after you finish. Please remember that, it's very important. The placement at the academic institute will be determined by our friends at IIE that manage the program with us. It's not up to you to decide where you will be based. We do not allow family members to join. This is because of the last one, which is you will be living in the dorms. You cannot have your kids with you, wife, husband with you, not even your dog. And I know it is sad. What's the timetable? You have until May 15th to finish your amazing, excellent, great application that we've started talking about. You could take, the only extension is that you could take the TOEFL exam until June 1st, but not after. All the rest of the thing needs to be applied into the system by May 15th. We will conduct interviews in Tel Aviv, in our offices during July 2018. You will need to be present here. We will decide on the nominations by August 2018 and send that to the United States. Placements will be during April 2019, and you will go to the United States by August 2019. Okay, how do you know that you have a wonderful, great, best ever application? The application contains 3 S's you will need to complete. One will talk about your objectives and motivations on joining the program. Why do you want to be an FLTA? Another will talk about your teaching method in Arabic. How do you plan to teach Arabic? How do you plan to talk about culture, community, and other things? And the third, be sharing your culture. What do you see as sharing a culture? You will have to include in your application 3 letters of recommendation. This is very important. What does it mean, letter of recommendation? It's either someone that supervised you at your teaching work, either someone that was your professor, lecturer, teacher anywhere and remembers you and can say something about you, someone that knows you from a social activity you've done, a guide somewhere, and could share how are you in communicating with people. You could use 2 of these, 2 lecturers and 1 social. You choose, but think to have a variety to show different sides of who you are. You will include transcripts, meaning your grades, and of course your diploma, your bachelor degree, master's degree, and if you're a professor as well. Of course, you will include your resume and your TOEFL score. Now you're asking yourself, what is this TOEFL? So what is this TOEFL? TOEFL is a test of English as a foreign language. As we just said, you are all Arabic mother tongue, meaning English is your foreign language. The test is made up of 4 parts: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. To register to the test, you will need to go to this website that we have here and check the dates, check the locations, and of course, how much you will need to pay. The minimum requirement to joining the FLTA program is 79. That's out of 120. That's not that hard. You could do it. Lena is joking here. She thinks it's really easy. How do you contact us? We have a wonderful program manager called Sandy Mattal. This is her email and this is the phone number. Don't worry if you haven't had the chance to write it down. This will also be on our website, which is the most important place you could look for everything we have just said and we will say in the future. Go to our website, read again everything. This presentation will be there without the red weird line. You could also hear Lena there because we are recording what we're doing, because I hope we are recording. And only for you guys, we have two amazing FLTA alumni that will be happy to speak to you. This is except Lena that will speak in a minute. Feel free to contact Iman or Iyad, ask them questions, get to know them, the program in a more personal side. We are all for you. We want to help you to conduct this application process and win it. And now we will go to Lena. Be prepared. We are moving from the presentation to our camera. 1 second. We will do stop sharing and we will see ourselves, which we do not know how to do. Hello, this is Lena.
Hi everyone. Okay, I thought about starting off by telling you about how I heard about the program. I was a senior year student at the university and I was having coffee with a friend and she shows me this poster on her phone about the FLTA program, and I don't know if all of you heard about the Fulbright program before, but that was the first time for me. Shocking, but true. So I had a class right after, and I sat in the back of that classroom, and I didn't even listen to a word the professor said that day. I just researched everything about the program and the FLTA and the Fulbright in general, and everything sounded so amazing and right to me that I didn't even think about it twice. I contacted the Fulbright office. I talked to Sandy Mattal, and she provided me with all the information I needed in order to start with my application. And so I did. I wrote down the required essays, I filled out all the application, I took the TOEFL, and it's really not that hard. I mean, you should just familiarize yourselves with the structure of the exam, and it should be all good. So the application, I went for the interview and everything went pretty smoothly for me, and it should go smoothly for you as well. I would like to tell you a little bit about my the college where I was placed. It's called Vassar College. It's in the state of New York, in a little college town called Poughkeepsie. In fact, it was a 2-hour ride from New York City, which was pretty cool. I would go there every other weekend, explore the city with my friends. And although I was the only Fulbrighter on campus, I was lucky enough to be placed to live with 8 other language fellows who had the same job as me. We would do everything together. I can't tell you how close we got to each other. We would do everything together. We would travel around together. We made memories that are hard to process because they're just so amazing. We traveled everywhere. We went to California. We went to Disneyland. We went to Florida, Orlando, to Disney World. We went to Miami Beach. We even got to Las Vegas for New Year's. Even one crazy thing that happened with us is that my friend and I, one of the language fellows on campus, won tickets for Jimmy Fallon. I don't know if you know about him, but we won tickets for Jimmy Fallon and we freaked out, and we just can't process until this day that this happened. That was a pretty cool thing for us. What else? And up to this day, we're still very close. So you will be making a lot of friends Some of them will be for life. About my position advisor. So I would tutor 3 levels: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. In addition to weekly one-on-one conversation sessions, and the club that would take place once or twice a week, also depending on the student schedule that week. If there won't be a club in the university where you will place, you should establish one, because the club is where you show your creativity, where you can motivate the students to be more interested in the language. It could include all sorts of activities like cooking, watching a movie, games, even practice the material that they had already learned in a fun way. You can do all sorts of stuff. What I would do in the classroom is mainly, am I supposed to answer the questions now or leave it for later?
You could wait with it, it's fine.
Okay, all right. What was I? Yeah, so I would mainly exercise with the students. Should I continue?
Yes, you can. It's still here.
Okay. In the classroom, I would exercise with the students what they had already learned with the professors. Mostly it was coming up with worksheets and maybe games. Even there were a couple of times where I would get to the classroom, I would see their sleepy eyes. Maybe it was a sunny day or rainy day. I would just take them for coffee. Of course, I would ask for permission. Take them for coffee or take a walk and just speak together, but in Arabic, of course. So you can do all sorts of things. It can be very spontaneous. It doesn't really have to be 100% planned all the time. What I wanted to say as well, that we took also the students to even Arabic restaurants in New Jersey, in Paris, New Jersey, where they could practice their Arabic by ordering food on their own, by grocery shopping on their own. So it was pretty cool for all of us. We even did dabke in the middle of the restaurant. We didn't care about anyone back then. It was pretty cool. And the students, my students were they were very lovely, they were very cooperative as well, very respectful of everything. They would show interest in everything they would say, and they would ask questions about your culture, where you come from. They always wanted to know more. And it didn't really, you won't know how exciting it is to share your culture and where you come from until you actually do it. It's something that makes you value more where you come from. Also, I think it's great that you get to take your own classes there. In my case, I took 2 courses that had to do with the American culture and history. I even took Spanish to refresh my Spanish, so that was pretty cool. You can take anything you want. You would have one course that you would have to take it that is related to American culture or history. And for me, what's great about American colleges and universities in general that I noticed is that they're always so active. There's always something to take part in, to participate in, whether it was, I don't know, dance classes or acting classes. That I didn't take any dance classes myself, but one of the language fellows, the Italian one that was with me, she did, and she participated on a final dance show on campus in front of the whole college, and they won. So you can find your own thing to do when you're on campus. You would have that opportunity as well. Okay, one great thing that happened to me while on campus is that one day the student, which is out to me, not my student, and she asked me for help with translation from English to Arabic and vice versa. And so I did help her. And turns out she was establishing a program that is called Conversation Unbound, Muhadatha Bila Quyud in Arabic. And the program, its goal is to enable students at Vassar College. Now they're working with other colleges, but the point is to enable them to practice their conversational skills online with tutors who have forcibly displaced backgrounds, refugees mostly, and they would get paid. Now, in the second semester, that program became integrated in the Vassar language curriculum. It became mandatory. They would finish a certain number of sessions with the tutors, and they would get a grade. What's great about the program is that it supports the intercultural awareness and relationships, which is a very good thing. And even after I left, I'm still the official Arabic translator for the program. They have their website for them, and they're all over social media. And now they're officially recognized even as a non-profit organization. So it feels really good to be a part of something this meaningful. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that you can't know what will happen to you then. You can even start your own thing there and be a part of something even bigger and bigger. But I wanted to add as well that the final event that I made at the department is very important. There will probably be a final event at every college. I'm very proud of it because I had to deal with 40 students on my own. I prepared everything by myself. I divided them into groups, and some of them participated in a play that we worked on. I got this play and we worked on it together. Some of them sang even to Fairuz, 2 songs. Some of them, we even made short movies together that I can show you later. You can email me, I can send you everything. We put a lot of effort into it, and it turned out to be very, very successful. You can do your own thing. You can be creative on your own. The other day, I wrote something about my overall experience as a Fulbrighter, and it said that there was a life before Fulbright and a life post Fulbright, and that is very true to me because this year was so influential that it changed me in so many ways. It changed the way I deal with certain situations, my perspective on certain matters. And the thing is that I didn't really fully realize how changed I become until I came back here last May. I lived so many things throughout this year that it also reminded me to value my own culture and where I come from, my own heritage. And it gave me friends for life and memories that cannot be made twice. It impacted me in very profound ways, and up to this day, I just simply I can't tell you enough how happy this year made me. I'm very. One famous thing in the Fulbright community is that once a Fulbrighter, always a Fulbrighter. And what's great about it is that the grant will end at some point, but it will always be a part of the Fulbright family. It can open many doors for you, and I'm grateful that I had this opportunity and the people that I met and the impact it had on my life. I think that's it. I will be glad to take any questions. Can you answer the questions now?
Yes. What we will do is we want you to look again. This is very important for questions. We're going to do a shared screen again. Okay, questions we will be taking by the chat, meaning please write your question, write it as everyone so everyone could see it. We don't want questions to come back twice. You can write in English or in Arabic. We will read all questions and answer one at a time. We already actually have 1 or 2. So let's put them back in so we can see where were the questions. Chat. And chat disappeared. Yeah, chat disappeared for some reason. Here are the questions. Okay, you could start. Also share the question.
Do we teach spoken Arabic or written Arabic? Written Arabic, the modern Arabic.
Interesting. They answer one another. Okay. In the meantime, until you will write your questions, Lena, can I ask you a couple questions? Is that okay?
Of course.
Tell me at least one of the challenges you feel you faced and how did you overcome it?
Okay, so first of all, teaching your mother tongue to Americans is a challenge in itself because I had never done that before. But I just went to that classroom with a smile on, and it just went smoothly. And it helped that the students were very cooperative, and it really helped that they were very respectful, and they didn't make it awkward for me at all. So whenever I would have an awkward situation, they would just go along with it. One specific thing that happened to me is that my supervisor's mom passed away while I was there. And so I was asked to take over the classes for 2 weeks, not only tutor, but actually teach them. I did hesitate at the beginning because I'd never done this before, but I did see how they trusted me to do this, and I appreciated that, and I wanted to help, so I just went for it. That was a challenge for me, of course. So
I have a few more questions, but I see someone has already asked a question. Can someone who is not in the meeting apply for Fulbright? Sure. Sure, of course you can. This is just an option for you to learn more, but anyone can apply. The application is open until May 15th. Feel free to pass it on to anyone you know. More contestants is much better. Tell me something about the people that you met, the other FLTAs. Mm-hmm. Did you sit together and talk about how to do your classes? Did you do activities together, like this class of Arabic and the class of Italian, did something together? You said that you felt that they were friends for life and family and very supportive. Was there anything actually official you have done together?
The ones that were with me on campus, they weren't Fulbrighters, but we did work together. We did try to plan the classes together. The German language fellow, actually, she was half Syrian, so she would also help me out with Arabic sometimes, like give me ideas and stuff. But other than those who were with me on campus, I did make other friends from Fulbright, other FLTAs. I have a best friend actually from Lebanon now that I stayed at her place in California for a whole month. I also went to visit Moroccans in Connecticut. We're still, yes.
You've been traveling.
Yes, I traveled a lot.
Yeah. Want to answer another question? Sandy, do you want to answer this one? I'm sorry, be here. How many people get the scholarship each year?
5 people. That's the maximum.
From Israel, yes. 5 is a lot. Worth trying. Yeah, scholarships the only 1 or 2 get, so 5 is a lot. I'll read the question. Does having a J1 visa mean that I can't apply for other programs when I get back home?
You can apply for other Fulbright programs, but you need to wait 2 years.
If someone can't hear the answer, please write it down so we will know you can't hear us. But I think you can. Okay, we're still waiting for more questions, and we could continue chit-chatting together. What was your background before starting? Where did you teach before?
Okay, I did not have an official job as teaching before applying, but I did do my teacher training at a high school near in Jerusalem for 2 years. And one-on-one teaching, and I used to also teach in classes 8th graders and 10th graders. for 2 years.
So you see, there's a lot of options to have teaching experience. You do not have to be an official teacher anywhere. It's good to know.
Yes.
Oh, very cool. And do you know nowadays other FLTAs from different years?
I do.
Did you talk to FLTA alumni before going?
Of course, the first one that I contacted is Iyad, 3 years ago actually. And he's been very kind to me. He told me all about the experience. He encouraged me a lot. I also met Iran. And I do know some of the current Fulbrighters abroad as well. Some of them are friends of mine.
Ooh, so
I'm in
you
touch with
became
them.
an alumni for them to help them.
Yes,
And
yes.
as you do right now for everyone that is trying to apply.
True. So we're in touch. They're telling me about their experience now. They don't want to come back home. They're too happy.
We have another question. If I already have both Israeli and American passports, do I still need to apply for the J1 visa?
Sorry, but if you have an American passport, you can't apply for any Fulbright program.
You have to have only an Israeli passport and Israeli citizenship. It's nice to have two passports, but it's not relevant for the program this time. Sorry.
That, maybe we should also just say why that is. We're not looking to exclude people. We don't want, it's not that we don't want people to apply in this way. It's just that the vision of Fulbright is the educational exchange between different peoples, different cultures, like we said in the beginning. And people, I imagine if you have an American passport, you have quite a connection with the US already. Maybe you have family, maybe you're an American, you come and go to the United States. This program is really, we want to give people who don't have any experience with the US or very little, the opportunity to go. So I hope you could understand that. It's not to exclude you personally. It's just to give others the open door who don't yet have the opportunities that you've had as an American passport holder.
Of course, I have many more questions.
Sorry,
Sorry,
please do ask. Please.
I want to know where you talked about some of the different teaching methods that you use, some creative things. Where did you get these ideas
Where?
from?
Well, of course I would use the internet. Of course I would use the internet. I also would I would consult with friends back home who work as teachers. Also other FLTAs from were all over the states. I would sometimes even consult with my supervisor if I get stuck or something. I usually had a lot of ideas, but sometimes you just need someone to help, and your supervisor should be able to do that. And that's it. It's really not a problem. You would open the unit where the unit that the students are teaching. You would look at the vocabulary that they're learning. You would look at the grammar, and something will you would come up with something. It can be a very serious worksheet. It can be a game. It can be anything. The point is that for them to practice and to understand what they learn with the professors, and that's it.
To have fun.
To have
also
a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
fun with them.
Yes.
So, did they start cooking with food?
Oh my God! They were
thinking about the food.
They were obsessed with Arabic food. Some of them even asked me to cook for them, like outside the activities that we would use together. We would do together, and I did that. They were obsessed with mujaddara for some reason. We're not obsessed with mujaddara. Arabs were not. Okay, maybe our moms and grandparents, yes, but not us. But for some reason, Americans loved it. What else did I made the lentil soup for them because it was just too cold for too long. So we made that like 4 or 5 times. We would even serve it in class sometimes with Arabic coffee. I would make them Arabic coffee when they come for conversation classes, sessions, I mean, and yeah, we did a lot of cooking for sure. I think it's very important. It is part of your culture after all. it would make them more involved in it. And I mean, after all, learning the language is also learning be open to a whole new world, and that's food is a big part of it. So
Very big part. Amazing. Are you still in touch with some of them?
the students,
Even on Facebook and stuff.
The students?
Yes.
2 of them already visited me here.
Wow.
Yes, one of them came. I hosted him actually at home, and in Haifa as well.
Wow.
And one I also met right in Haifa and Jerusalem. I showed him around.
They actually came to visit
Yes,
you.
I left them my other email before I left. I told them, like, please let me know if you ever visit, and they did. I'm waiting for the rest of them to do so as well.
So you did some traveling and they're doing some traveling.
Yes, yeah.
We have another question. I will finish my bachelor degree by June 30th, 2020. When should I start applying?
In this case, you can apply only next year.
This will be around the same time. We will probably open registration around April next year, something like that. Do check our website for more updates. We would love to see you next year again. You'll know more than the rest of the people next year that are listening to this webinar.
I have a question for Lina, because you said you made your students Arabic coffee as a nice kind of bridge, a way to kind of make them feel comfortable for the conversation class when it was cold outside, which brings up a good kind of subject, and that's being at Vassar College, being in a cold climate, being in a completely new cultural environment with different people. Tell us a little bit about your adjusting on that side, meeting people, getting to know the community there.
Okay.
How was that for you?
Okay, I think it was a special case for me because 2 of the language fellows that were with me, that was their second year. They stayed for 1 more year. So when we first got there, they're the ones who told us about the college, and they showed us around, and they even introduced us to their friends that they made the year before. I was kind of mad at her for that, one of my friends, because I wanted to, get to know everything by myself without anyone telling me. But they were very helpful throughout the whole year. And I think of myself as a very social person, so I did not have a problem mingling with people. Also, the thing is about where I lived is that I stayed at the dorm, so I would even bump into my students in my pajamas in the dorms, and just like have lunch together or have another coffee together or something. It really wasn't a problem for me. I don't think it should be a problem for any of you as well, because the American people are pretty friendly. So they might even reach out to you. They might be interested in knowing you more, knowing about where you come from. So one of the things that they told us in the orientation event is that most of the bonding happens over lunch. So whenever you're in the dining room, either having lunch, breakfast, or whatever, it's nice to talk to someone over lunch. That would also help making friends. Some people were worried about that, how to make friends, but it shouldn't. It's just gonna happen for you somehow.
I do have more questions for you, but let's answer another one that we have. If I get accepted to Fulbright, would it be possible that this might provide me with the opportunity to pursue a master's degree through the scholarship?
Well, we have a different program, which is called the MA Outreach Program, that you can apply once you get back to Israel, but you can't stay at the university for MA studies through Fulbright, if that's what you mean.
Okay, we hope that's clear, but if you have a very specific question, again, the answer is the same, but if you want to elaborate more, feel free to contact us in person. I have a question for you about the dormitory.
Okay.
A lot of people, it's weird for them to think whether they're living on their own or they're living with their families at this stage. Going to live in the dormitory, how does that feel? Is that hard? Did you live with someone in your room? Was it still, in that sense, going, I don't know, back to living with your brothers, kind of, or not?
It was not hard for me. Also because it was right after I graduated from university here.
And here you lived in dormitories.
Here, yes. And where I lived in our hallway, we were all language fellows. So there weren't any students in the same floor with us. So that helped.
So you felt some privacy.
Yes.
Did you have your own room?
I had my own room. We only had a shared bathroom. We didn't even cook. I mean, we had a meal plan, so we didn't even cook in the dorms. We even had a kitchen in the building where we used to teach. So we would cook there when we feel like it. But the dorms, they were very comfy actually. I think it's part of the experience.
Living on campus was fun in that sense?
It was super fun. It was super fun with the students and seeing the American culture, the American professors, and being engaged in all of that is it's a good thing. Even though we haven't lived in dorms for a long time. Even though you're going back to live in a dorm, it shouldn't be something negative at all.
I think that's it for the questions, right? If any of you have another question, please hurry up because we are about to finish. We do want to say, let's move, that if you still have any questions, you are more than welcome to go to our website or to contact us. We're still here, and you have another month and 4 days to apply. So first, hurry up, because it's just a month and 4 days, but we never go away. We are here for questions, email, telephone, our Facebook page. You can find us, you can, it's not that hard, and we are here to help you make the best application you can. We want to thank Lina. This was amazing. Thank you so much.
Of course.
And we want to wish all of you best of luck.
Yes, good luck, guys.
Thank you for participating, and bye-bye.